Hi, I'm Kyle T. Cowan, and I'm an actor, writer, director based here in Los Angeles, California.
Hey everyone, I'm Adriana Leonard, and I'm an actor, dancer, producer, and we are here today to tell you about our movie, Camouflage.
I'm not doing this because I'm evil. That's the first thing you have to understand. Sometimes the only way to get people's attention is by doing something really extreme. You have to understand the place that I've been put in. That we've all been put in. You drove us to this. This isn't about religion or attention or an attack. This is about changing the status quo.
When attacks like the one in Colorado or at Sandy Hook happen, people usually point the finger at the media first, and then they point at gun control. Personally, I believe that the motivation behind these attacks is far more complicated than these two factors. And I find it interesting that the debates don't focus on mental illness or identifying at-risk kids in schools. So I wanted to make a movie that explored the reasons why a person would want to commit these atrocities. And with this film, I hope to expand the scope of the current issues at hand.
The movie opens with our main character, Austin, in the midst of a manic episode. Austin's pushed over the edge and is unable to deal with the emotional state of affairs after he watches his best friend Matt being bullied.
After a brief argument with his counselor, we cut to Austin in the bully's dorm room,
where we discover that Austin has a gun.
And a shooting occurs.
Most of the movie takes place in an interrogation room. In this room, we explore the main character's motive.
So what motivates a killer? A question we've all asked ourselves because most of us would never dream of taking another life.
And how do killers justify their actions? What makes them tick? What mental state do you really have to be in before you feel like killing is your last option?
Before embarking on the screenplay, I did a lot of research about disturbed teens and found some common occurrences. The first is one or more traumatic events early on in the child's life. An example of this would be the loss of a parent or a best friend.
The second common trend is that most of these kids have absent parents. The lack of parenting leads to the child feeling alone or isolated, which later leads to the child acting out, wanting attention.
The third is that the child usually has some sort of mental illness. The US government estimates that 1 in 5 kids has a mental illness that interferes with their day-to-day functioning.
But only 20% get help, according to the National Alliance of Mental Illness.
Let's face it, most kids bully each other because their peers are doing something out of the norm that they don't understand.
One of the ways we can prevent bullying is by helping teachers and students gain an understanding of mental illness early on. We want to instill the message that it's okay to seek help.
The fourth factor was sexual orientation among teens.
Many kids are coming out earlier and earlier.
Which is a good thing, but sometimes coming out in middle school or high school can be detrimental to one's self-esteem.
According to the Gay, Lesbian, and Straight Education Network, 9 out of 10 LGBT youth are verbally harassed due to their sexual orientation.
And according to the National Education Association, 1 in 20 teens has seen a gun on their campus, and revenge is the #1 reason for a school shooting.
The human condition is complex, and the motivation behind these issues is complicated.
Camouflage is about opening people's eyes to the many issues that plague our teens today.
Being naive to issues such as mental illness, our repression of sexuality, and our glorification of violence through social media have turned us into our own victims.
Another theme that Camouflage touches on is how kids today can't distinguish the difference between reality and what is happening on the internet and social media sites.
These kids need our help, and these issues need our attention, and your donation will help shift the focus in a positive, proactive direction.
Aid us in opening people's eyes with a fictional film that's relevant, psychological, and mind-opening. Donate and help us make our film a reality.
Any little bit helps.
Donate, and together,
we can make a film that will make a positive impact on society.